Welcome to On the Rise. I am Evan Murray, and this is awesome. We're here to talk about all the fun facts of Chinese language music.
Silian, do you have any habits when you're going to write a song? Do you have any kind of ritual? Do you have any something that happens in a fashion like math? Like, do you do this plus this times this?
Well, for music writing, I try not to have any formula because it should be, I don't know, like spontaneous. Is this the word? Like, it should come from inside, right? It should come from the heart, but not the brain, I think.
Right. So this is the part of your life that's freedom, right? Like you lived inside the box in mathematics, and now like music is your chaos, like it's your emotional outlet. Is that fair?
Right, you can say so.
Agree.
So for melody writing, so far I do not have too big of a sample size to identify a special habit. Like some songs, I see the lyrics and the poem first, and then the melody just comes in my mind. Some songs I can hear a guitar playing some chord, and then the melody just rings in my mind. And some songs, the melody just pop up from nowhere. So it's in terms of melody, it's just basically sort of random. But for lyrics writing, at some point, I will have to design a structure for it. Like, I personally really want the lyric to make sense and to flow as much as possible. And also because like I right now I try to write in English, which is not my first language. So I do Google a lot for different vocabulary choices, to try to choose the best word to describe the feeling that I have in mind. So I would say Google is my special habit.
Okay, so basically if I said, do you have any habits? You'd say, I just kind of do whatever I think is I have no special, it's chaotic, and you just let's see what happens kind of thing, right? Let's see what happens. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I do always have a theme to start with, but it's just like I want to stick with that theme. Like for me, I really want to write about nature, write about our mother nature, and about the plants, about the sky, about all the good stuff that around us from in Canada. But in terms of lyrics writing, to present it logically or to present it properly, I do have to Google.
Okay. How about yourself, Kerr?
All the song that I wrote, it has a story. So basically a special habit my answer is I will spend a lot of time to read the history and to do the research. Also Google, that's the same way. But I try to find some story hidden behind something, and I will sing out loud. So my habit is I will read, I will search, and I'll Google. That's the same thing. And the second thing, when I enter the melody into the songs, it will makes me feel sometimes anxiety if I don't feel comfortable. So I couldn't sleep very well. A melody or a bar, if I don't finish that, it will bother me a lot and so much. I have to find a way to forget it, because that gave me a huge impact of my real life. I can't work, I can't concentrate, I can't get up on time. So sometimes I'm afraid to touch my guitar, to touch all instrument when the normal life, like weekly. Because once I touched it, I couldn't sleep very well. I'm afraid. I had many times, because all the story I read, I search, it will stuck in my mind and cannot release. But until the song is finished, I feel lots of pressure just gone. So the special habit is basically is a process of me.
Okay, so that's like a realization. Let's say you're having a realization, and then you go under pressure. That realization has to be sorted out.
That's right. It's just like my customer told me, "Hey, I want 2 bathrooms. I need a 2 toilet. My living room need 500 square feet," and I have to put that into one piece of land, like 3 minutes, 5 minutes songs. I have to organize all the space in a very smooth melody. Wow, that's big work, and structurally it's a big mess sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do this. I'm going to ask each one of you to pick a song that you wish that Canadians or like English speaking people would check out, but tell me why you picked that song. Okay. So you can pick one of your own songs. You can pick one of each other's songs, or you can pick your favorite artist song. It's up to you. But try to give me a reason. Try to give English speaking people a reason why you want them to listen to this Chinese language song.
Oh, all right. So I actually thought about it, and I want to introduce a song released last year in Cantonese in Hong Kong. It's called, I don't know how to say that word. It's Samanya Samun by the independent singer that I said before, Panther Chan. It's a crossover of Oriental folk and rock song. So the word Saramanya, it's a Buddhism terminology, which means someone who strive and exert for higher religious purpose. The lyrics of the song is basically telling people to stop whining about problem that's occurring in your life, because sometimes you could be the original source of all of the trouble that happens. You should strive for a better self to live the way that you want. And of course, I like this song a lot, like the lyrics, but in fact, it is the melody and the arrangement that caught my attention, because they use, there's an instrument, a Japanese traditional folk instrument for intro, and then mixed up with contemporary rock style that is so catchy and so full of identity. So like this song basically is very experimental, but it's very successful in a way, and the whole song is bringing me to another dimension. So I highly recommend the song. It's called it's I think it's in I don't know which language, some Sanskrit maybe. Samanya, S with a stress on top of the S, Ramana.
Send me the link.
Sure.
S what? It sounds like Sanskrit. So that's like an ancient language. It's like a religious language, right? Well, Buddhist,
yes.
It's like a Buddhist language. Yeah. So.
Yes, is a mixture. Is like a religious songs with contemporary rock song, and it's.
Well, I think I think the thing is when we talk about religion too, I don't like a lot of people get confused that like religion just isn't a thing; it's also a behavior, right? So the thing is, if you're religious, that doesn't mean like you're like necessarily like you're involved in an organized religion. It just means you're pathological about something.
Yep, the philosophy matches with the religion. Probably. Mean that.
Like you're just moving towards something. So you could be religious. You could be like a religious songwriter, right? Like you could be just religious about songwriting, which means you just do it all the time. It doesn't mean it's about God or any kind of existential thing. It just means you do it all the time, right? Okay, so it's about practice, and practice makes
success.
That's
better.
A good one. Yeah, exactly. Practice doesn't make perfect; it makes improvement. That's right.
Yeah,
it makes better. That's right. All right, how about you, Kerr? What's going on? What song would you like people to listen to?
I want to share a song which I wrote. It's called Formosa Cold. The reason is because that was telling a story from Canada to Taiwan. They have the connection. So the main character,
Formosa Cold.
Yeah, Cold. Okay. So let me tell you the story. Do you know George Leslie Mackay?
No. Sounds like an actor.
No. Okay, so George Leslie Mackay, he born in Ontario, and he is Canadian Presbyterian Mission.
Presbyterian.
Yeah, sorry.
Presbyterian missionary.
Presbyterian. Sorry, my pronunciation.
And he's a missionary. Is that correct? He was a missionary.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
So he went to Taiwan in 1891. So 100 missioners, they brought a lot of effort to Taiwan and helped people in Taiwan. Even Mackay passed away in Taiwan, but not many Canadians knows his story. But he's famous in Taiwan, especially we have a university, we have a hospital in Tanshui.
I've been to the park. I've been to a park where they have
You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I know a little bit about it. I just haven't thought about it in a long time. But I know a little.
So you will see a sculpture beside a Tanshui. They have George Leslie's Mackay's associate trying to telling people and educate us. We had a very grateful. Well, he's not a dentist, but he learned a little bit some like doctor's thing, and he helped a lot. And he spent his entire life in Taiwan, basically. But normally, not many Canadians know this story. So I got a mission 2 years ago. A friend of mine introduced me to know some of the, like mission something, and I got the lyrics from them, and I entered a melody to make it become a song and to sing to Canadian that George Leslie Mackay helped Taiwanese a lot a century ago. So I sing that song few times in front of people, and they all feel a bit shocked because why we don't know him. They didn't know him, and I feel so grateful that I can share this story because even my master, I graduated from the Master of Tamkam University, so that is just beside George Leslie Mackay's hospital. So it gave me a very, very special perspective because I learned something from George Leslie Mackay, but I was in Taiwan. But now I brought the story back to Canada, to all Canadian. Hey, you have a great, very respect people that help us before that you never know and you didn't know who he did to us. So I'm like doing some feedback and return. I'm also the missioner right now, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting, right? I did something after 100 years.
It's another inverted story. That's interesting. Yeah.
So that
you're bringing the knowledge back to Canadians.
That's right. I also can share the environment at the moment. I'm going to share like a background at that moment, like how George helped people, and like still storyteller. So it's basically the same thing that I want to do. It's very interesting for me and very. I got a feedback from some Canadians. They all feel grateful. It just looked like wonderful. After you have a very tasty wine and give you lots of feedback, that's the same feeling.
So your song is in English?
Yeah, that song is in English.
I see. Is it online somewhere?
Formosa Cold, right?
Yeah, called CALLED. Unfortunately, I never do any production for recording that song, but I will try my best. But the story behind it is wonderful.
Formosa called. That's what it's Formosa called.
Because before the time,
but you haven't recorded it yet. You haven't recorded it yet.
Yeah, I have a recorded demo in my phone, so
well, how
I'll try.
You're gonna have to try. You have to get that out there. Maybe by the time someone hears this podcast, it's already released. So maybe
that's right.
They can go search for Formosa Call. Okay.
Sometimes I feel shy to sing that, but I'll do my best. Thanks a lot. I'll do my best and try to release on time.
Now you have a deadline.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Celine is like a more active compare myself. I need to learn from her sometimes.
Silian,
Yeah.
here's a big question. Here's the biggest question of all. What is the most awesome thing that has ever happened to you?
The most awesome thing. Like this awesome recording, awesome interview. Well, yeah, I would say being able to find my life mission in music writing is the most awesome thing that happened to me recently.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I like, as I have said many times, I sing cover songs for so many years. I won't say I don't like singing other people's song, but it's just like singing without a purpose, and other people will never know who is Silian and her personality. Like now I know that I do want to talk about nature. I do want to spread out message from our mother nature. So that's my mission in music writing. And after I know that I have this purpose, I feel awesome.
You have direction.
Yes.
Okay. So
I may not be super successful, given my age and all other factors, but I have direction. I have something to go for in my life. So that's the most important thing right now.
So that plus that equals awesome, right?
Well, you know what? I want to say something. Last time I went to a Silian's gig, when I saw she sang her song, she was crying. Believe it or not, I was
you say that out?
Man, that was the fabulous and wonderful things. You should say that. You should say that. It was so emotional.
Really? You really like to see other girls
Oh my
crying?
God, no. Man. Okay.
I do. I love it when you cry.
Because tear, I believe your tear is the most treasured thing. That is the high point. It's the high end of your feeling when you express yourself. That is the most awesome thing. I won't cry when I sing it on the stage. I won't have that stronger feeling like yours.
Well,
please say something at the moment. Just
it sounds like. Well, listen, like I mean, that's
yeah,
personal.
it happened last week. Like I was singing in one of my I sang basically 3 original songs in that gig, and the last one that I sang it's a new song that I wrote within this year. That I just finished the music production, and I'm trying to make a video of it right now. It's just the emotion and the feeling and what I want to say is so it's still so fresh. Yeah, so basically I'm still on that stage. Yeah, if I'm going to sing my songs from Insomnia from a couple years ago that I wrote, probably I can still sing it, but I left the stage already because the album heals my insomnia. I'm not suffering from insomnia anymore. So I can still sing songs from Insomnia, just the emotion, I won't have tears anymore. But for the new song that I just sang last week, I am still on the stage of about the song. Like it's still talking about it. The song is about what I really want to tell people recently. So that's why I got so emotional.
Wow.
I can feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. I mean, that's real. That's the realness, right? You're bringing the realness. I mean, so many people are focused on their performance, or they're focused on the execution. But you're talking about like you were just giving yourself. You were giving yourself, all of yourself. So I mean, that's art. That's true art.
If I got a chance to perform the song in December, that would be, let's see.
You know what? You are the first singer that I ever seen on the stage was crying. No matter.
This has to be your trademark now, Silian. We're looking for a trademark.
Tears on stage is my trademark.
Oh yeah, man, save some tears for me, please.
We will drink your tears.
Oh, gee.
Well,
No, probably maybe I still haven't recovered from depression. It's just, or maybe I'm a woman made up of water. I don't know.
Your tears is your tears is not only in one feeling. It's like multiple complex feeling. It's hard to tell in one sentence, I believe. Not happiness, not sadness, not.
I will keep the trueness of myself, but yeah, it won't be a weapon.
Joy. Maybe it's the release, like joy and sorrow are so interconnected, right? They're very interconnected emotions. It's that they depend on each other to exist. Like you can't be a sad person unless you were once happy. And it's very hard to appreciate happiness if you've never experienced sorrow, So this is all an interplay. When you're giving yourself and you're giving your sorrow, I mean, the thing is it can actually create.
That's right.
It makes people feel more connected, and connection is what brings us joy.
That's right.
So maybe it's all
there
good.
are joy inside
in the end,
my
it's all
tears.
good.
Yeah.
Well, in the water, you have like happiness in your water in your body.
That's right.
Yeah, from here, water.
Like all the movie at the end of.
Yeah.
Like all the movie, tear can save the world, can change the result. It happens in everywhere.
Right.
And I just see a live gig. Unbelievable.
Well, that's what they try to do in movies. They try to get you to be emotional. They try to evoke the emotion out of you. And I mean, so if you're a performer and you're giving all of your emotion, maybe there's a deep connection with the audience that will happen. Maybe that will happen.
It's just
because
like
the audience plus an emotional audience plus emotional singer equals maybe album sales, right?
Popular again. No, but I really have to know how to control my emotion on stage, or else.
No, don't control. No, please.
Yeah,
I cannot finish the song last time. Like the tone, the pitches are off. Like,
don't worry.
It was so bad. Like I cannot really. I don't think I say any word properly.
That's the thing about music. Like music isn't as much as music relies on math. Music isn't math. I think there's a higher plane here because as organized, like where math and music are kind of almost like they live off each other, but they're also like distant cousins. Because the thing is, sometimes emotion, the emotion of the note or the emotion of the way the music is being delivered is sometimes more important than actually hitting the note. Like it's actually more important to feel what's happening rather than
to deliver the feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah, deliver the feeling. It's just the note itself is just the articulation, right? That's just a part of the articulation where it's like because
right.
A lot of time, if we have to focus just on the note, we're actually taking away the emotion. We're not delivering what was possible, the potential. So it's interesting. It's interesting to think about. But let's go ahead, Kurt.
Well, I just want to say something funny. Think about it. If you watch the Spider-Man movie and then Spider-Man passed away, so if the girl give him a kiss or a tears, that he will alive again. It's the same thing, right? Save it forever.
Yeah, I think the thing is, I think what we're trying to say, Silian, is like, be yourself. Be yourself. When least in doubt, shout it out. Right? When least in doubt, cry it out. Just be you. And the thing is, that's your true expression. And I think follow that because that's the truth. That's the truth. Mm-hmm. I think if that's what happens to you, that's your truth. And I think that you have to honor that and follow that. See what comes of that.
Okay, I will try not to feel shame about crying on stage.
No, don't feel shame.
Come on.
Just know that it's you. That's you, right? I mean, that's you. So let it be the best you can be. That's what I say. Yeah. All right. So most times we try to round this podcast out with a big joke or something like that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think we're ending on a good note here. I think that this entire thing about crying and being yourself and being authentic, I think that's a good place to stop. What do you think? Or did you guys plan a joke for me?
Wow.
Did you plan a joke? Yeah, no, jokes, coming up with a joke right on the spot is not an easy thing. So, I mean, we can definitely, let's end the podcast here. I think we had a fantastic conversation. We shared lots of ideas and lots of things. Everyone, so where can we find you? So Kerr, tell everyone where they can find you online. And then Silian, tell everyone where they can find you online, please.
I have a song, Taste of Freedom, on YouTube. And so just enter Taste of Freedom, or you can search on Spotify or iTunes. That is the only song that I made so far. I'm not a production, but I wrote melody, and I'll try to build my own album, maybe release next year, and also the website, because I will wrap up like in a beautiful cover package to show the people. I'm not trying just bring everything not ready on the table. So unfortunately, so far I just have one song, but I do believe that song can maybe share some of my thinking. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
How about yourself, Silian?
Right. So again, I had a album, a EP called Insomnia, and you can actually find it on Shopify and Apple Music. Just search for Insomnia with my name, Silian, Silian. My last name is Wong, Wong. Yeah, and also you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Silian Wong Music, basically. Yes, just type Silian Wong Music, and also in YouTube as well.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for spending your time. I know it's late in Toronto now. It's actually the next day. You guys are now sitting on October the 8th. Or no. Sorry. Now it's the 7th. I'm headed towards the 8th. Sorry, I'm 12 hours ahead of you. Yeah. So it's very nice to speak to both of you, and thank you for your time.